I'm a mom, and it takes me a lot of, I want to know, am I buying quality food? Am I going to a place that is clean? Am I going to buy something locally from a boutique? Is it good quality? Is it falling apart? I need to know those things before I waste my time.
No. Ooh, that's better, right, babe?
Yeah. She founded an architectural concrete company.
He founded a $100 million clothing company.
She took the world by storm as a social media star.
He took the world by storm as a famous serial entrepreneur.
Together we started a business.
And had babies.
Now we're figuring out the best ways to do both.
Join us as we learn from other entrepreneurs going through the same life struggles.
As they share their life hacks about success, love, kids.
And everything in between.
Always seek knowledge. Wisdom is knowing what you don't know. Quote by Socrates.
Welcome to the Pretty and Punk Podcast. My name is Dan Caldwell.
And I'm Ildiko Ferenczi.
And welcome to another great podcast. Before we jump into it, though, we just want to make sure that you've liked and subscribed, or at least subscribed to the podcast. And if you like this episode, then like the episode. And we appreciate you guys being on here for this one.
And keep reaching out to us. We love it. The kids love it. The kids love it even more than we do. So keep reaching out however you feel comfortable. And don't forget to leave that review.
And follow
We're
us
so grateful.
on Pretty and Punk Podcast on Instagram and something like that on TikTok. We're on there somewhere.
And YouTube.
All the stuff's below.
It's all linked below in the show notes.
So anyways, so I've been doing some consulting and
We've been
doing some consulting, and lately we've had some, kind of surprisingly, because I'm so used to digital companies, online companies that we've dealt with. But lately I've been getting like a stream of brick and mortar businesses. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought there was so much that these guys were not doing that we felt compelled to come on here and do a podcast about it. And if you are a brick and mortar company or business and you are out there, and I've been in the brick and mortar space.
Me too. We've ran several.
And it's not, yes, and you have too, since you were a little kid. And it's something that has changed. And the problem is that I think that there are so many brick and mortar companies that are out there that haven't changed with it. And they are still stuck in their old ways, or they haven't learned some of the new marketing techniques. And so we just wanted to go over some of those things.
Or they're not even adapting to the old school ways, because I was in brick and mortar in the old school ways. And a lot of it is building community, and we'll get into it.
Yeah,
but I
that's
just
true. That's
love, and we'll always have a special place for brick and mortar in my heart.
Yes, me too. And I think, and you're right. That's so true. Is that, and we kind of wanted to go in some sense of an order, but you're
we'll get
so
to the
true.
Community part.
The fact that is so important is that you can't forget that sometimes the most important thing is word of mouth, and that if you treat people right in your business, and they will come back to you.
And we're so lucky today, because when we had our brick and mortar company, we didn't have this online presence. And it's like cheating. So this is a really exciting episode today. Both Dan and I feel like we have a lot of our old school roots that we can give to people during our consulting appointments. And then also we have a lot of the new things that are just causing businesses to go viral, and also giving them the opportunity to be online. I know it feels overwhelming at first, but really it is just another avenue. And sometimes it takes off during those months that are so slow for the brick and mortar. Like in the Januaries, those were hard for our brick and mortars, the Januaries, but the Christmases were big, the Valentines were big.
Anytime you're a product company, Christmas is huge for you. Basically, most of your, half your business throughout the year sometimes comes right before Christmas.
And anything you can cater to a birthday, there's always a birthday. So our party shop, that was really good. The jewelry store was really good. The antique shop was great for that.
Right.
So anyway, let's get into it. I'm so excited.
So so if anybody was wondering where they're finding us on that, somebody came to us about doing this app called Intro and doing some consulting on intro. So we're on there for a short time. So if you guys want to come on and you want some consulting for your business, or you have some questions you want to ask, go to Intro. It's an app on, I think, at least the Apple platform, and you can get a hold of us there. So let's, everybody asks, is brick and mortar dead? Is brick and mortar dead? No. I'm telling you, brick and mortar is not going anywhere.
No.
Brick and mortar is not dead. It's not going anywhere, but how you market and how you run your business has changed. So as Ildiko said at the top of the podcast, that there are still tried and true things that you need to do as a brick and mortar business that haven't changed. And that's great customer service, dealing with your people in a certain way that causes them to come back, giving them value, giving them a reason to come back. So all those things have stayed the same. So anything that has been popularized throughout the years, keeping customers, marketing to customers, I still say flyers work, all those things still work.
And what about, real quick, like going back to the infant stages of your business, when you're deciding where you want to be, most people want to be in a high foot traffic area. And that's going to be downtown. But now let's be honest with each other, that's going to be expensive. So if you have the option, great, go downtown. But if you don't, think of other things that you can get lucky off of. For example, you can be out of town, but you can be close to a high traffic restaurant, a movie theater. Those types of things definitely have foot traffic, and it's consistent. So you want to, and it's going to be a lot less for rent.
Yeah. And sometimes too, downtowns are not what they used to be. So if you don't want some guy sleeping on your front door, you may decide to purposely go downtown. Go in the suburbs, because there's some great communities out there that have a lot of money, or lots of foot traffic, and you can find those places, and they are probably a better buy. And nicer for your business overall.
What kind of business do you have going? Listen, we got robbed at gunpoint, and that changed everything for us. We were downtown, and it changed everything for us. So what kind of business are you having? And think about the safety aspects too, guys. These are things you have to really think about. Your security, your safety aspects. Where are you going to put that business? What are you selling?
And for both you and your customers. So not just you, but your customers too.
That's right.
If it's dangerous for them to go down there, they won't want to go down there either.
Right.
So you'll lose customers over that.
Yeah.
Just enough, and just the layups, the things that you guys should already be doing if you have a brick and mortar business is, of course, having a website. Every business should have a website. You should have some place where you can send people, just so that if they need to get information about an event you're doing, or discounts, or just understand your business better, you should be able to send them to a website that they can find out more about you. And of course, using a QR code or something, if you don't know what that is, you can look that up, but it's hard to explain. But a QR code allows people to get to it quickly. So if you had it somewhere near the register, and people can walk up now with your phone. See, this wasn't 10 years ago, they had QR codes, but they didn't have a way you had to have a certain app to be able to search them. Now, you just go to your photos, and like you're going to take a picture of it, and it takes you right to the website. So make sure you have a QR code or some easy way for them to get to the website, so that if they want to find out more about you, that you can do that. Now, if you think you're going to build a website and people are just going to come, that's not going to happen. It's basically going to be a ghost town. So don't think that it's going to drive traffic necessarily.
But it's a good idea. Say if you have a restaurant, a grocery store, and you want to push your delivery business, or you want them to, maybe you host the delivery. Don't forget also, guys, I was speaking to someone the other day because I like raw milk and it's so darn hard to find it. But I also like to have my groceries delivered. And this place, it's a natural type grocery store, and they didn't do delivery, and I was shocked. I mean, make sure you look at all your options because you could be missing out on a lot. There's a lot of people like me that have little ones, and it's just so helpful to get things delivered, have a QR code for that for the people that are shopping, and try to make their life easier. However you can make their life easier. Deliver the groceries, help them out with groceries. Seniors, I used to get groceries for my mom all the time. I would have it delivered. I would do everything she loved. I would make sure that that was done. So I was really shocked. And the lady at the till, when I was asking her if she had the raw milk, because it's a whole ordeal. I got to put the kids in the baby, kids in the baby, mom brain. I have to put the kids in the car. I have to take them all the way there. I need to make sure, do you have raw milk? Because people are fighting over this stuff. Yep. And I said, do you guys deliver? And I got to speak with the owner of the store. This says nothing. I just wanted to give him value, and he was so grateful. So anyway.
And that's great for food. And not everybody has food. And restaurants. And not everybody does. Well, food is restaurant. Restaurant is food. And what's a till, by the way? Is that a Canadian thing? What's a till? Okay.
Where you cash people out. The till. That's what
till.
We call
it a cash register. But
okay. Well, okay. We called it a till. Okay. But then again, I have an immigrant mom, and that's just how we called it.
Okay. Okay. So, but what, I mean, and that's so true. So like nothing more important. This is a delivery world. This is everything since COVID has changed. And now people, they're literally building, I saw during COVID or right after COVID, I went to a restaurant that literally was it was one place, but it had the license for 10 different restaurants. So they were producing food for 10 different restaurants. So all these people who were delivery people would come pick up the stuff at this place for 10 different restaurants. So it's like a new franchise type business that's producing goods for Panda Express and all these different fast food restaurants, but it's all at one location. And it's one owner who's just got a kitchen. It's really just a kitchen. And it's where Mr. Beast is showing doing his burgers out of there. He doesn't have a freestanding store.
Oh, yeah,
it's they deliver Mr. Beast burgers, but it's from a place like this that serves multiple products, and that just happens to be one of them.
Right.
So if you're in food, 1,000% you need to be in delivery. And now there's Grubhub and Postmates and Yelp and Uber and all these different ones out there. So you need to be in there in some level on a couple of at least 2 different platforms. Prominently so people can find you.
Right.
Now, if you're not in food, there's still ways to be a part of that. I mean, people need things.
When in Malibu, not so much, I don't use it. I like being pale, but I used to like to be tanned, and I would go down to get tanned. But then they also had the option, we'll come to your house. But the tan was $100, so they come to your house for $300 or $400. And, people were doing it because it was just easier for them to do it in their home. So take advantage
Take you out to your backyard or something?
No, they bring a whole tent and they did everything for you. And
crazy.
You don't have to leave the house. So
you
get this special one-on-one treatment, and they do it for the stars. They do it for the celebrities. We lived amongst a lot of celebrities, and it's hard for them to get out, and they don't want to be seen. They don't want to go into the salon. So just take advantage of your market. When we had our party shop, we would help people. We would do the decor for people, or we would even help them through their own decor. And that was another thing that we could really, really up price, because that's worth a lot for people. It's not easy to do a balloon garland and the whole balloon bouquets and all this stuff. So just think about what you have. You may even do jewelry. You may create jewelry. You have a jewelry party. You go out of your house and you do these parties are huge because not only are you doing something special for your client, but this is also helping you build a reputable reputation and create community. So just be creative. I don't know what you got going on, but you can be creative and you can really up the price.
Yes.
And it's worth it to people.
Yeah, apply this to you however you see fit. Like I know it's being creative. It's looking at something and going, how can I flip this on its side?
Yeah.
What can I do different? How can I get people involved? How can I collaborate with another business? I was
just going to say, even another business. I don't go to tanning salons like the actual tan salons, but I would go to the spray tans. And they would have things on your way out. They would have different businesses that they would collaborate with because you can have other products and you take a commission. Beauty brands, clean makeup is for the spray tan. It was more the alternative stuff, the cleaning your face with clean beauty, clean makeup, eyebrow tattoo, eyebrow threading, all these
and I'm
different
sure they got
ideas.
A piece of that when sales
that's
went that
right.
way.
Now, a long time ago, when you go to the tanning salon, you get hot and sweaty. So you have the different juices. And then a lot of time, people go to the tanning salon and then they go for a workout. The power drinks, all these things are upsells and you can collaborate with different people. They'll bring the product to you, but if you're going to sell it, you're going to take that commission.
Yeah.
Whatever you can think of. Maybe they're hungry after. They want to have a quick bite. Have ready sandwiches, salads, whatever. You know your clients the best. What do you think that they need? Put yourself in their shoes. Make it easy for them. They don't have to order this online. It's right there. They can pick it up.
We used to have a collaboration. I had a couple nutrition shops, and we would send people into the 24-hour fitness. Actually, it was a LA Fitness, and we would do giveaways there. We had a little like spinner,
I love
you spin that thing,
giveaways. Yeah,
and whatever it landed on, they would get a free this or a free drink or a free weight test or whatever we wanted to give away, or discounts, 20% off, 10% off, 5% off, and everybody came over. We just let them spin it, and then we also gave them some testers, like test some protein, test some pre-workout, so all that stuff just to keep people. Remembering you're down the street. I want people to leave the gym and come over to our nutrition shops.
And it doesn't even have to be that crazy. You don't need the spinner. You can get a little box, encourage them to put a business card in there, and then have some kind of giveaway. Put your business card in there. That's building community. They're excited. They want to share their business card. Drop it in the box, and then you do a raffle once a week, once a month.
Absolutely.
Every 2 months,
and
whatever it is.
And that kind of brings us up to something we're going to talk about in a second. But also, I think it goes without saying, you got to have the social media positions. So make sure you get your social media. Obviously, TikTok right now. There's no reason to not get in all those places.
Before that, let's claim. You want to talk about the Yelp? I'm going to say real quick before you get into that, claim your Google profile. Make sure everything is right. The hours, especially the hours. It is so angering, especially when you have children and the hours are wrong and you get everybody ready and you're going to this place and it's closed. Sorry, we forgot to fix the Google profile.
Make sure and we found that so many times. So Yelp and Google, make sure you have your locations right. Make sure you have your hours right, because that's so important. People hate to get there and find out that your hours are wrong. We've had that a few times.
And people with kids.
Yeah, it sucks. And so make sure you get that right. Also, it's important to note that you can advertise on both those platforms. So if what's really powerful about a company like Yelp, and of course Google too, that's what they're known for. So rather than Facebook, which we'll talk about in a second, but rather than targeting people with Facebook where they're not, maybe they're not hungry right now, maybe they don't need coffee right now or whatever. Yelp, what's so powerful about it, and Google, is that they're actually looking for it at that moment.
That's right.
So when they're targeted inside those apps, you're getting a customer who's looking for a coffee shop, and they're hit with coffee a coffee shop and they see a picture of yours and they're like, wow, I've never been there. I want to go by there. Is that close? And they see you're a couple miles away and they just start hit directions and they're headed that way. So, and then especially trying to give something away, you know, a BOGO, buy one, get one free, some version of that, you know, half off if it's your first time, things like that, things that drag people and what's going to make people drive all the way over there to go do that. So just trying to create some of those things that move the needle. And I love Yelp and I love Google because people are actually searching for you. It's not like Facebook and you're catching them off guard. When maybe they're not ready, they're looking for you. So whether and Yelp is great, not just for food, but there's people, if you're a clothing store or a furniture store, they're using Yelp for everything.
Yeah.
And don't think because you're a person who doesn't use Yelp that there's not millions and millions and millions of people on there. Just because you don't use Yelp doesn't mean it's not, I mean, it's what we use every time we're looking for food or every time we're looking for certain things. Yeah, because it shows me locally where everything is. I can look on a map and see exactly how close these places are.
If it's good.
Yeah, and you get reviews on there.
Right.
So which is great. And two,
and they're trustable. They're
having
real
Yelp
people.
reviews are super important. So if you can always, I'll just touch on that quickly, but always asking people, you know, giving them a 10% discount if they'll give you a Yelp review or a Google review. Ask them to do that. You need to ask them to do that. Tell them right there on the spot, you'll give them a discount if they give you a review. And just trust, you know, people are usually pretty inherently honest.
Yeah, if I enjoy myself in a mom and pop restaurant, they come up and they ask me to do that, I always graciously do that because I know how hard it is to run a business. And if I really enjoyed myself and I loved the food, absolutely, I'm always willing to go out of my way to do that for them.
I'm looking right now. I just thought of this. We were just talking about this yesterday, but I thought I should bring this up right now. It just hit me. Something else that is really kind of really cool, and I think that, you know, if you want people following your Instagram, there's other things you can do. You know, ask people. You can do the same thing, give them discounts to follow on your Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But there's this thing called Smirl, SMIIRL. You can look them up on Instagram, and it's a counter, and it basically is a little wooden cabinet that sits on your counter at the store. And every time somebody follows you, you can literally see it flip. So they like seeing it flip. Kids, parents, they like seeing it flip. They like seeing the number change.
Oh, a follower for your social media.
Yeah, follow for your social media. So you tell them to follow you.
They have those on Etsy too.
Yeah, you can get them on Etsy. It's the same company though. It's the same company though. They're selling them on Etsy.
Oh, okay.
So if you go, it's SMIIRL. You should get one for your business, and you can still give people a discount. And you can actually turn around and look and go. And as soon as it flips, you give them the discount. And you tell them, hey, if you follow us right now on Instagram or follow us right now on TikTok, you can get two of them, one for TikTok, one for Instagram. Then you'll give them a discount, and that's a really good idea. Cool. So I just thought of that. Thought we'd throw that in there real quick. We talked about Yelp review. It's super important to get Yelp reviews. You know, people are
and take them serious because a lot of people they're disgruntled if they're not happy. People will share that. If they're happy, they will share that and take those reviews serious because, as I said, if I go anywhere, because I'm a mom and it takes me a lot of, I want to know, am I buying quality food? Am I going to a place that is clean? Am I going to buy something locally from a boutique? Is it good quality? Is it falling apart? I need to know those things before I waste my time. Okay, guys, and we're gonna have to cut it here. I like to keep, and Dan and I, and we all like to keep these podcasts at a minimum because we're all busy parents. So the whole nugget, the whole gift of this podcast is something that you can get through in a nice amount of time and get on to the rest of your day. So make sure you are listening next week to the part 2 of marketing your brick and mortar business. And we are so excited to have you here today, and go have the best day ever with your family, in your business, whatever you're doing. God bless, and may the sun shine on you today.
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Riveting Podcast. See you next week. Thank you for listening.